we're live, everybody. Welcome to our daily success call for Wednesday, the 27th of October, 2021. John Lavinia here with you and with some of the most awesome people in the galaxy. Look at these people. There's Ethel. Oh my goodness. Hey, Ethel. There's Fireman. There's Sarah. Whatever you guys name yourself is what I'm going to call you. Good to see Anna, Rich, Lynn's here. Jay's here. Hey, Patrick. Amber's here. Hooray. And we've got Angel, we got Crystal here, Chukwamenka, good to see you. Sopa, I don't see you, Sopa, but I know you're here, and lots of other people who are not on camera. Crystal, loving your new digs, looking very aesthetic there. You're getting it all set up. Very nice, very nice. When's tea time? We'll be there. I'm ready.
Tea time. We don't hit tea time here.
No?
It does look like tea time. It's
Coffee
reading time.
Yeah, no, it looks beautiful. I was in I don't know if you guys know, but I lived in Salt Lake City for some years, and there's the Grand America Hotel there, which is a very famous landmark. And when you're walking through the lobby, there is a tea room where they have a harpist, and they do tea time at certain times during the day with the harp. You know, I was like, wow, yeah, this is it. This is for real. So anyway, good to see everybody. I got to hear a little bit from Fireman before we went live about her persistence in getting what she wants via communication, right? Which I think is, well, I mean, just look around, right? Anytime that we've seen somebody, accomplish something, it's because they persistently or intentively communicated, here's what I want, or here's, and say, like, for example, with a job or something, here's what the manager says that the employee should do. Here's the product that we're looking for you to create. Go ahead and perform the action. And so, I guess just kind of crawling away with your tail between your legs. And well, I guess that didn't work out. So what I have found is that more is always better. And that might sound like a generality, and it kind of is, but I want you to think about this as it relates to your actions in your business, the various activities that you're involved with each day. We've talked about from time to time here in this forum. We've talked a little bit about the idea of raising the bar, raising your sights, raising your standards. My friend Grant Cardone put out a book called the 10X rule or law or whatever, right? So 10X, whatever you think it is, we'll do 10 times that. Will you hit 10 times? Probably not. Okay. 8, 7, that's still better than, the baseline that you were, kind of quibbling with before. Right. So there is value in raising our standards and in inducing in our own selves more persistent or intentional or consistent communication, action, effort. Right. And so one of the things, this came to me while I was in the gym today, which is where most of my ideas come to me, because it's very objective, right? Rather than all the subjective thinkingness and this and that, what are my thoughts, evaluations, opinions, my story, my considerations, right? It's just me touching metal. It's like body, iron, meat, right? Caveman, right? So the mind kind of gets clear, and then ideas flash in. It's kind of a therapeutic thing to do, which I mentioned to you all when we first met in my little welcome video. I was like, here's my daily method of operation. You can use this if you like. I didn't originate some new truth or anything, but get quiet, right? Remember where you're going. A little bit of study. That's nice. Exercise, right? And then some income producing activity. Get off of zero, right? Overcome the inertia. Do it, right? So here's what I was thinking in the gym today while I was doing part 3 of that daily method of operation, is that one of the things that we're all getting by way of this community, that the teachings and the course material and your actual application of them, one of the things that you're all getting, whether you know it or not, is the ability to create momentum and to overcome inertia. What do I mean by that? Well, a lot of times when we are engaging in some new activity or any activity, I mean, let's just look at human nature. A lot of times people are stopped, and certainly if you're new to some activity, like you're just discovering, I don't know, let's say something ridiculous, like how to boil water. Okay. So this is a pot. Okay. You've never seen such a thing, but you examine the pot. You may be afraid of it. Oh, a pot, fire, right? Water, right? So getting back to like again, it's a ridiculous example, but how long does it take you the first time you're introduced to pot, fire, and water, right, to make the decisions necessary to successfully accomplish the end product, which is boiling water, right? It'd take you a lot longer than, I don't, some of you know that we're into MasterChef around here. We watch MasterChef reruns with Gordon Ramsay. My daughter's really into it. And here are people who are like the best cooks in the world, right? Come on, boil water. It's already done. What? It's already boiling, right? Before I could even think about it, it's already done. So you see the contrast there. And that is a silly little ridiculous example. However, what was the bridge that had to be crossed to get to the product? Decision, right? So whereas the tyro, the neophyte, the newbie, right, has indecision, they're stopped. And as long as it takes for them to go through all their considerations and Q&A and whatever else to be able to make a decision, put water in pot, turn on fire, right? So once those decisions are made, now we can produce something. And many of us, and this is not an accusation, it's just an observation, okay? Many of us have habitually allowed ourselves to be stopped or to reside for more time than is necessary in our considerations, in our indecision. And indecision and procrastination go hand in hand, okay? This is the magic word. If you want to piss away a bunch of time and get nothing done, there's the magic word, indecision. And we're experts at it. Experts. My goodness, I'm so good at this. I can so beautifully not do what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh man, I'm an awesome. I could write courses on it. You guys interested in that course? I mean, it's not going to get you where you want to go in life. But I think many of us could write that course. So what is it that we're getting as a side benefit of these methods that are here? Well, I could tell you that as stopped as you might be on day one, minute one, whatever, and you are, right? Because you haven't engaged yet. Now, some of you are very much engaged. So this is not a blanket statement, okay? But just looking at the reality of statistics, I have now entered the door and I have no statistics. Okay, fine. So that's a zero. Okay. But for you to get off of zero, if you look at what many people have habitually done when engaging in any new endeavor or even things that they're already engaged in, they are at or near zero or slow or lots of things that get in the way between, the starting line and the finish line. In many forms of e-commerce, there are very valid and worthy considerations that stop action. Like, do I have another $120,000 to throw at this product sourcing, the inventory, China, Vietnam, India, right? I got to do all these calculations. Before I act, okay, I've got lots of considerations about this. Good and right. Nice. Thank you. So you're going to have to do some things prior to pulling the trigger on some stuff. With these methods, you can pull the trigger all day long. How fast can you pull a trigger, right? Anybody ever seen a guy named Jerry Michalek? You guys know I'm into the shooting sports, all right? This guy's a world record holder. He can pull the trigger on like a rifle faster than a machine gun, like unbelievable. This guy, of course, he's been practicing for decades, all right? But the point is that the cost of your effort, let's say the cost of your blunder, there we go. The cost of your swing and a miss is what? 20 cents to list something on Etsy, right? So this is a beautiful training within the training that you get to pull the trigger lots of times without incurring, unreasonable risk or whatever. And you can develop a new habit of getting off of zero, like immediately, without all the Q&A and considerations. I had a conversation with one of our new members, was it last night? I don't know, all kinds of runs together for me. But this idea came up of, we've made a few designs and I'm wondering, should I get these reviewed first? Should I contact support? This and that, and all these other vias, right? And my answer, of course, was there's no other vias or considerations about it. Publish, right? And then the marketplace will tell you that's a winner, that's a loser. Most of them are probably going to be losers, right? I don't know, unless you got a crystal ball or something. Mine's on back order, but publish. And then we get into a habit of producing without so many damn considerations about it. Now, does this serve you in other areas of your life? I would argue absolutely it does. If the chronic state or the typical state of most people is slow, stop, thinking, not deciding, right? Is this action that you're doing here, which can be quite profitable for you, well, does that also serve you in other areas of your life? One of the first books I recommended to all of us here when you were entering this community was The 5-Second Rule, Mel Robbins. And I haven't quoted it too much. I mean, the concept is really, really basic, right? Just kind of like the Grant Cardone 10X concept is really basic. It's not like some profound philosophy that, oh my goodness, nobody's ever heard this before. But same thing with Mel Robbins. It's like, make a damn decision. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Choose. Do it. Now it's done. And a lot of times people come not only into this community, but just throughout life with a lack of time. Let's say, I'm so busy. I'm already overwhelmed. 100% of my efforts are going into just survival, keeping the lights on, taking care of the kids. We got a lot of people homeschooling, right? So people are busy. I get it. And if the question is, if 100% of your efforts are enough to just survive, how do you put in more effort? Well, here's the magic, my friends, is that my favorite 4-letter word, done, D-O-N-E, right, produces more time. So everything that's done, because you're done thinking about it, you've executed, it's off your calendar now. What does that mean? It's off your calendar. I got more white space in my calendar now. Fantastic. So what eats up time? Indecision. That's what eats up time. And think of this, because there are things in your life. So while I just, accused you of not doing all that you could be doing as expeditiously as you could be, let me also acknowledge that there's other areas of your life which are virtually on autopilot. It's time to make the hard-boiled eggs. The water's already boiled, right? You're decisive. Wow, you're a pro. Wow, amazing. You should be on MasterChef, right? In fact, my daughter says I should be on MasterChef. I'm like, I wouldn't even qualify, right? I mean, I could make the toast. I could put the Marie Callender's chicken pot pie in the microwave. I'm just not that interested. Okay. So, but she thinks I'm amazing, which is very nice. But there are things where you're amazing. You're so damn amazing that you don't even have to think about it anymore. You're so decisive that the act of decision never even crossed your mind. These are things that are habitual. These are things that are on so-called autopilot. And you're competent, unconsciously competent. There's a gradient of consciousness and competence, which starts at the bottom, which is unconscious incompetence, right? You don't know, and you don't know that you don't know. You didn't even know that you should know. You didn't even know these things exist, right? And then above that, then there is the consciously incompetent. I know that I don't know. I need to learn stuff, right? There are things that I don't know, and I know that I don't. Fantastic, right? And then there's conscious competence, which is like, I shall now boil the water, and I am taking the pot, and I am putting the water in the pot. So you're consciously, competently doing the actions, okay? And then there's unconscious competence, right? So I don't even think about it anymore. It's done before I could even think about it. Done. So some of the things in your life, that's the case. That's the case. So considering now that we can all model people in different areas of life who have accomplished things to a high standard. Rachel, for example, e-commerce, she's a good role model. Okay, great. So can you see in some ways where she, as you're going through her training or as you're implementing, some of the things that she's talked about, can you see where she's got things sort of on automatic? She doesn't have so many considerations about the coffee cup design or whatever. Adam, our top e-commerce coach, right? The head coach here. He has machinery, my goodness, machinery that can list products like that. And again, it's not all going to stick. And what's it cost you to do that? Right? So publish, do it. Right. But these are things that that perhaps in your own life you can say, oh, I've taken for granted that I know how to boil water. Okay. Right. You can take that for granted. All right. Can you get to that place? Can you get to that place with actions that are profitable for you? Not if you're sitting there in a world of considerations and constantly in Q&A and indecision. Right. So there's, I think, the bonus that nobody knew you were getting when you signed up for this deal. It's called momentum. It's called the habit of executing decisions without so much, indecision and regarding, what will this cost me if I blunder? Very, I guess, great news for our risk averse friends. right? If you're risk averse, right, you've got a much more accessible method and methods that you can apply here without, betting the farm, so to speak, right? So good news for everybody. Engage that, celebrate that, or not. It's your choice. All I can do is give you suggestions. But I will tell you that what I noticed in the gym today is that before I could talk myself out of it, before I had all these other thoughts about it, my workout was done. I win, right? And I want you to win. So this is what's coming up for me today. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. I don't know if this is actually a topic or whatever, but the floor is open. If you guys want to talk, raise your hands, come on out. Anybody got some ideas? I know we got 55 people here with us right now. Lucy, Ricardo, hello.
Well, yesterday I wanted to make a product that I couldn't get on Gear Bubble, even though they advertise it as one of their products, have a SKU number and everything. You just couldn't get it. So I was looking all over the internet, and I was not going to give up. And I found a place that makes it. It was a new platform, and there was a lot of ankle biting going on, John, but I did not give up. I did give up for a minute. I went to another place that was worse. I went to someplace else. I came back. I just stuck with it. I decided that this was going to be made today, whatever. And I made it. I don't know if I did it right. I don't know if it's going to sell. I didn't think about that part. I'll find out when that happens. If somebody orders it, I'll figure out how to make sure it gets done. But I'm just becoming much more decisive, and it's making everything run more smoothly. And so don't be afraid to go to another platform. Don't be afraid to do something you've never done before. You can't even understand it. The instructions are ununderstandable. You just got to just do it. That's all you can do. Stop thinking. We've thought that's what brought us here. Thinking, what am I going to do? Oh my God. We thought enough. We're here. We're getting this coaching. Take advantage of it and just do it. You'll get better as you go along. If it's not good at first, my first ones are, but they're still up there. Maybe somebody has a taste and they'll buy it, but just do it. I beg of you, do it. That's all I wanted to say.
That's the Nike, catchphrase, right? Just do it. Thank you, Lucy, also known as Missy. Hey, Angel, I see you in the chat. You can't see the meeting, the speakers, etc. I don't have an answer for that. Apparently you can see the chat. So I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. Click on stuff and we're here. Who else? Any other thoughts? Please feel free to come on out. Otherwise, it's going to be a real brief session. You're probably all working now that you're like, John just told me to go do stuff. You're already doing stuff. Hey, Crystal, what's up?
Hi. I still can't figure out my comments down there.
Okay.
So back to asking for help, and Missy's so right about that was the hardest part for me because I'm a very independent person. So I would go in circles and circles trying to find the answers. And once I got myself into the routine of asking for help, and even though it felt like a really silly question, now things are rolling. And I don't, it's just getting over that hump to start accepting help. So yeah, we're doing it. We're here. We've got all the help we can get. So I'm just glad I got over that hump.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Crystal. And you know what, on that note, I think it was Patricia earlier talking about, should I call every 2 minutes or whatever? Well, look, if our intent is solution oriented, then there's no need to think, am I being like a spiritual vampire or something, sucking the energy out of, I need help, right? Okay. So as long as we, are willing to look and see solutions when they appear, then I think that's good and right. Let's get it done. So, yeah. Thank
Very
you,
helpful.
Crystal. So glad you're here. Hey, Scott, where's Scott? We're going to hear from Scott.
I'm here.
Hey.
I'm here. Hello. How's everybody doing today?
Awesome.
Yeah. That momentum and getting that getting there done, I mean, I don't know how many times you've been drilling some of this stuff in our heads, and that's why I keep coming back here every day to get drilled some more, because I have to. That's a momentum in itself, showing up every day and being accountable, I guess, but Amber brings up all these things too of how we process and how once you start getting going at this, it's incredible how the doors just start opening up left and right. It's like a floodgate, and you're like, to me anymore, it's like unbelievable how every day keeps opening up something new. So just from a word, you know, so it is incredible. And then you take that word and you niche it down even more and you go, oh my gosh, Larry, look what I found, gold.
Yeah. I'm telling you, brother, the best self-help book ever written is the dictionary. Like, look up the words. It is amazing. Oh, thank you, Scott. Good to see you, brother. Firemain, you've got the floor. Hey, Firemain.
Hi. Hello.
Hey.
I, when I was talking about that this morning before you when you came on or after you came on, it was, and then your class just a minute ago reminded me of being when I was in the military. I flew helicopters and I had a jerk for a colonel, probably the best teacher I've ever had in my life. He taught life philosophy, and it made everything that he taught went with everything that you did. But that was one of the things that he was lecturing me on one day, is not making decisions fast enough. And I said, well, I did the what if thing. What if it's not the right decision? What if this? What if that? He said, what if it is? And he said, schedule a flight for us tomorrow. So I scheduled a flight. He happened to be an instructor pilot as well as a colonel. And we were flying. We got up, I think it was like 4,000 feet, which is pretty high for a helicopter. We normally are down on the ground. And all of a sudden, he pointed as much to the ground as he could before we have blue blades. That's one blade blew this way and one blade blew that way. You don't want that. And he said, Lieutenant, you have 5 seconds. That was your 5-second rule to make a decision or we're going to die. I said, what? And he said, I'll let go. And he let go of the controls. And he said, you've never had this before, but what are you going to do? You have 5 seconds or we're going to die. And I'm not grabbing the controls. And I think I wet on myself about that point in time, but I grabbed the controls and I did instinctively what I thought could be done and happened to be the right thing. And I looked at him and called him a really, really ugly name, which he probably could have gotten angry, but he got tickled instead. And he said, now, next time I ask you to make a decision, make it. If it's the wrong decision, it's the wrong decision. But more than likely, you're going to hit on the right thing because you're smart and you can think and you can decide this is this and come out with the best one you can do. And that's all you can do is make the best decision. And I've forgotten all of that. So thank you for reminding me of it.
You're quite welcome.
Forget to do that. You forget to make decisions, or you start getting nervous about making decisions, and being an adrenaline junkie. That's when I always used to just go for it, but when I wasn't doing my adrenaline thing, I would, for some reason, I didn't trust myself. But when I'm in the middle of a situation that is life or death, I don't even think about it. I just do it.
There you go.
And that's what I have to remember is just do it, So, thank you.
And you had prepared for that. So you were consciously competent. You know how to do the thing with the controls, right? And in a moment of truth, you were unconsciously competent, right?
Didn't think about it, just did it.
Right. So,
well, I thought about I was going to kill him when we hit the ground, and then I did it.
Right. Okay, good. We were talking about cliffhangers. We were talking about cliffhangers before the session, and I got this friend. He's a public speaker, and he gives this life and death story that he doesn't give you the ending to, right? And until he's done with the rest of his lecture, and then he tells you what happened with it. And one time he forgot to tell the audience what happened at the end of the lecture. And so one of the attendees came up to him afterwards and said, "So did you survive?" And he's like, "Yeah." Okay. Hey, Amber Johnson's got the floor. Come on out.
Hi. So when you were talking earlier about DMO, like your mode of operations for the day, that's what I've done. So I just have my list. I have my stuff that I do. And so one of the things, just like John, is I go to the gym every day. And so that's why I'm always in my gym clothes when you see me on here. But what I do is I go through all of my stuff and I make sure I get all the work done and everything that I'm supposed to do that day. And then I I purposely schedule in, like some of these people are talking about getting stuck thinking or getting stuck with, I got all these ideas. Well, all that stuff gets tagged on to the end of that list. And so if I get there that day, then I get there. If I don't, it goes to tomorrow. And that way, so then I always get the stuff I need done first. And the stuff that's gonna like be the meat and potatoes, get that stuff done, and everything else gets pushed to the back until I have room. And like, so Scott was saying, like, once you get some momentum going, you also have time. And it's kind of an interesting thing. All of a sudden that happens where you end up actually having a few minutes to go, hey, I can think of this now. I can go into these projects that I was looking at before and that were clouding up, my my mind with worrying with ideas and all that kind of thing. But that's kind of how I've tackled it. So
I have a question for you, Amber. Those are your gym clothes? Wow. You've raised the bar on gym fashion. Look at you. Okay. Well done. You got the leopard thing going on. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't see that in the gym. Okay, good. Scott, you got another comment, Scott?
Yeah, just to go along with Amber's deal there with that negotiating what needs to be done. And the way I was explained to me was, you got a shot glass and you have larger pebbles and bigger, little smaller pebbles, and you got sand, and it's like, which one are you going to put in the glass first? The objective is to make it the smallest amount area taken up, so it doesn't, so you don't overflow the glass or anything. And so what are you going to start out with to do that? So the priorities of picking which one you're going to choose in the organization of that is like, well, and you have a choice of how you're going to place them and everything, and which ones you're going to put in first and next. And so in a way that getting that momentum, if once you start with the first one, well, the second one's easier to figure out, and the third one, before you know it, you're on to the fifth, sixth thing, and you're filling that glass up and you're actually making it happen. It takes a little while, and things do happen,
Beautiful.
So that's about it.
Thank you, Scott. All right. Well, I'm not seeing any other hands, so shall we? Let's go ahead and wrap up. I am going to be traveling for the next couple of days, so you're going to be here with Karen, who's awesome. So tomorrow and of course Fun Friday. So have fun with her. I'm looking forward to meeting a couple of you today on our business launch sessions. So those of you who are scheduled for that, I'm excited. Those of you who are new here, going through your accelerator program, keep on trucking with that, and then we'll get you scheduled for some one-on-one time. You guys, you're awesome. Just know that you are, and let's get it done, right? Today's the day. If not now, then when? I'll see you guys real soon.